SABC News reporter Patricia Visagie, who joins us from court. Patricia, thank you so much for your time. Can you take us through what transpired in court today?
Well, good afternoon, Diabo, and to our viewers. Court has adjourned to tomorrow, where Judge Ronel Tolme will actually give us an indication as to in which direction does this matter go, and how exactly will we receive the matric results next week. Of course, the better half of this legal battle focused on the point of urgency. Is this an urgent matter that should be heard urgently and interdicted urgently, as the IR, of course, had brought in their application and submitted in their papers before court? And ultimately, both AfriForum and the Department of Basic Education pushed back and said there is no basis for urgency in the application, also taking the matter a step further back into history, as we know that this is actually a repeat of history, going back to 2022, when a court order was, of course, sanctioned to continue the release as per tradition. And AfriForum this morning saying that they feel that that court order still stands. And the Department of Basic Education's legal counsel ultimately arguing in court that the IR had enough time to bring an appeal, and they didn't do anything. They didn't act on the 2022 order, and literally about a month, 2 weeks, a week before the matric results are released, you have this court battle that is playing out. Why did they not act a long time ago? They had, about 3 years where they could have brought this matter before court, and the Department of Basic Education would have been ready, whatever the outcome may have been. Now joined by the Basic Education spokesperson, Elijah Mhlanga. It was a fierce legal battle. The arguments are back and forth, but ultimately it sounds almost like it's a repeat of history, almost the same argument that we heard, in 2021, 2022, and that is what AfriForum and Basic Education is saying, that there was enough time to, bring this matter before court.
Yeah, that's correct. The fact of the matter is that we are at the Pretoria High Court, where on the 18th of January, a High Court judgment was handed down saying that the department should release the results using the exam numbers. That's what we've been doing. And since then, there hasn't been any other court judgment to set that one aside, or there hasn't been an appeal for that matter. So that's why we're here, and that's why we've also been consistent in saying that we will do what we did in 2022 and 2023, and because nothing has changed, therefore there's no need to consider this matter as urgent. And we are hoping that the judge will agree with us tomorrow.
Since the initial order in 2022, has there been any attempt by the RR to perhaps engage the Department of Basic Education on this matter to try and find, means outside the bounds of court to see if there's another way where you can maybe find middle ground? Has there been any engagements of such?
Yeah, there has been engagements. They have been to the office. We've engaged with them, I think, twice. But there have been several communication between us in terms of emails requesting for documents and other information. So we have been talking. Even last week, we even had a meeting and engagement organized by the minister and the chairperson of the Information Regulator. But even in those engagements, we don't seem to agree on what needs to be done. That's why we believe that perhaps for now the court will give us urgent relief, and then we can continue in the court to ventilate the merits of this matter so that there's clarity in terms of the powers of the Information Regulator as well as the responsibilities of the department.
Should the IR get what they want, should they be successful in their bid, would the Basic Education Department be ready to use an alternative platform, alternative means to release the results? It's short notice.
No, in fact, thanks for this question, because we need to clarify something here. So this court matter has no bearing whatsoever to the work that the department is doing. Our obligation is that we need to deliver results to the candidates at the center where they sat for the examination. So that is not affected at all. We are here debating something that's an optional extra in terms of the platforms that we utilize to avail results to our candidates, something that's been a tradition for over 40 years, if not much more than that. So that's what we're talking about. So the department here, there's no cost to us giving the results to the media, and there's no cost if we give them. So we are just here to talk about those additional platforms that learners should benefit from in terms of accessing their results. So we'll proceed as normal, whether there's a win or there's a lose, it doesn't matter. We are here to seek legal clarity in terms of the responsibilities of these two entities.
So no one will be prejudiced either way?
Absolutely not.
Okay. The issue around access is also one of the points that have been highlighted in court. Judge Tolmay touching on that repeatedly, even going into the socio-economic realities of the country, talking about inequality and, the limitations of access, in particular in certain areas. As the basic education department, when it comes to that particular aspect, what are your inputs there?
Yeah, she was basically saying that, and which is a point that we've made as well, that the release in the newspapers is important insofar as those candidates who are far from their schools, who would have moved after exams were written, and they are not able to access the result in any other way, but they could be able to borrow a newspaper which someone else has bought. And we've seen them. They share the newspaper and they're able to check their results using the exam numbers. So we are saying there's a benefit there and convenience which would then accrue to that person who wishes to urgently see their results. So that's the benefit to the learner, especially the impoverished one, as indicated there by the judge. And she was making exactly that point, that for those who have moved around and are not where they are supposed to be, it helps them to access the results immediately.
All right, thank you so much there, Basic Education spokesperson Elijah Mhlanga. Just bring us in to the picture on what the stance is from Basic Education. And this now takes our attention to tomorrow to hear exactly what the verdict will be, or what the conclusion will be from this court, as Judge Ronel Tolmay will be expected to pave the way forward. Of course, we wait until then.